Having completed the pest page and filled everything out, we have one template per species text, whereas we have multiple image templates. It's the same one, but you have to add a new template each time you add an image. Now here, for example, let's look at the egg image where we want to tag it for character and character states. We load up the image, and that's just simply by browse and going out and selecting. We then title it as being the egg dorsal view. We then give it a caption, and I usually put in the location of where the specimen came from, who took the credits, who took the photograph, the organisation, and a URL credit. Then we say, is it a diagnostic image? And if it's a diagnostic image, we then open up and say it's an egg dorsal view. And when we do click that, the computer will go and see, are there any character states associated with that character, and let's open them up. Let's actually go back and just do that one as it for interest. So we go on down here and we say it's diagnostic, and it's an egg dorsal view. It immediately goes along and it says, here's your selection. Here are the character states that you can add in. Okay. And then we decide on what is our primary image and our secondary and tertiary as we go through, and then we save it. So each species is built by filling out one template for the text and the facet information, and then you add multiple images by going through the same template but adding different characters and in some cases different character states. So here I have added in these species quite nicely. I've gone through all of that. Interestingly now, if you wanted to go and edit them, it's obviously just to move into here, but to find them, we go through exactly the same process as you would making a user query. All of your facets are there, so now you query them the same as you do a query as a user. The other thing to note is that we have a bulk edit option. So let's say, for example, you had something that you added a new facet to all of these species, and it could be Australian or something like that, and you wanted to go in and make a change to a group of species, you might be able to say, I'm going to go in and of the Lepidoptera, I want to make a bulk edit of the Lycaenids. And there they are. It's as simple as that, all within the subfamily. It's as simple as that. And then you go and you bulk edit, and it will show you all of the terms, all the facets, and you can make that one change and do it that way. So we can do bulk edits now, which wasn't available in the old PaDIL. Okay, so now we have built our template for the facets and for the characters, and we've added in 7 species. Let's have a bit of fun. As you can see, you can begin up here and say, I just want to see the Lycaenids. And there we have the 4 results down here. I'll take it back up and I'll say, okay, I just want to see the Nymphalid. And that goes down to 1 species there. So then you've got all, vice versa. You can go back and say, I want to see them all. And you might then say, well, I just want to see those that are on Mimosiae. And there we have just 1 species down there. Again, we can go back up here. We're going to have a reset button here in very soon, which will bring it all back. Or we might say, show me those that occur in the woodlands, for example. And there's 3 species down there. Okay, so lots of faceted searching that we can go through and set our series of questions down there. Let's go and see the comparative image side of it. Okay, so we made our query here and we have a result. So let's close down those 2 areas, which gives us a much better screen view here. Same as before, we can move across individual species or move across the entire lot in one go. Okay, so then we go to click to compare, and it tells us that the different images available to us are female, adult male, female, egg, food plant larvae. Let's put the whole lot up. Okay, it comes back as the 800 pixel width. You've got a wider screen, bang, there it is down there. And you can move across them. Notice how on the left hand side the names of the species don't disappear, and the same if you move up and down, the actual row at the top will not disappear there. You can see here the different types of eggs that we have, and let's have a play with them. Remember, we have here the ability to drop down and say, show me all of the blunt knob ones. One species. Go back up to there. Long spines. You can go up to here and reset the characters as well. With ribbed, there are two species here that have got ribbed. And then you might come across to here, and I put some colors in, and I said, okay, show me the ribbed eggs, eggs with ribbed, and those that are brown. Or let's go back up and say orange. So can you see how we can now play, which we can further refine our species here by looking at character analysis. And the characters are on the images. And I put in colors. If we go across to over here, we've got the shape. So let's look at those that are ellipsoidal, or let's look at those hemispherical, or those ones there. Notice how you don't get offered an option that's not within the original set of characters that you brought back. So let's pull them back up there. So there's a wonderful array now of how we can go through and make queries. Look at all the images, click on any of them, and it will view the larger image. You can go to the species. There's the associations. Notice how a number of the character facets are not shown here. We only have those that we want to query on and show them the biology information down with it there, or the ant association, or text on the habitat and range. All this is now available to us very, very easily. And pop it back out. So here's one we built from scratch, taking Ross's wonderful static pages. We've now made it live. We've made it queryable. We've put it on the web, and you can go right on down to say, show me, for example, all of the lycaenids that occur on acacia, and those that have only got spines on the eggs, not blunt knobs on the eggs, and that. That's a major, major difference in the concept of the way you can use PaDIL. And here's an example of the third type of image library that I built, and it involves creating a key. I've done some of my favourite animals, the native Australian bees, but different to the biosecurity, which had commodities and commodity type and overviews, and different to the butterflies, where we had biology and we had ant associations. I've now put in here key characters. So we have different antennal. You can see here are the facets, and I've got here the facet type is either first and flagella segment longer than scape, or vice versa. Again, see the number of species. I've got distribution here, but episternal groove, is it absent below the scrobal groove, or is it present below the scrobal groove? Glossus shape, is it blunt at the tip, or is it pointed at the apex? Is the inner hind tubular spur greatly broadened or not broadened? The labial palps, where's the primary scopal location, and how many submarginal cells are there in the wing? So quite a different set of facets and information that is being requested there. And if we pop up to here, you'll see that I do have everything there. I thought I might have added some. No, I have everything. I could have put in things here that I haven't in this case, put everything that was just a text field. Because I am looking at characters, that I'm keen just on the character, not on the text field. In fact, there are very few text fields associated with this. So quite a different set. So let's see how we can use this to play around with it. You can begin by either using the taxonomic array or going on down to the character.